So lately I've been coming across a lot of Wings of Redemption content. I watched a video by Jordie and because of the YouTube algorithm, you watch one video within a topic and you're going to be recommended 10 videos related to that topic. So I went down the rabbit hole, no pun intended, because I rewatched the video by Frederick Knudsen, I think, and I wanted to discuss this topic in particular because there is something that I've noticed. By the way, if you're expecting a thorough breakdown of everything that Wings of Redemption has done, you're not gonna get that here. I'm just gonna mention some events from his career whenever I think they're pertinent and they need to be mentioned. But yeah, he started in around 2009, 2010, if I'm remembering correctly. Again, don't quote me on that. But he's been a YouTuber for a long time, and he's been gaming on YouTube for a long time. But he quickly got into controversies because of his opinions and the way he delivered them. Also, he got into controversies for the way he played games, specifically by being a camper, which he admitted to himself. But most of the controversies began when he revealed what he looked like on camera. So, if you know Wings of Redemption, it's no secret that the guy's overweight, and he has been overweight for a better part of his life. Despite many attempts by friends, by the fans, to try and steer him in a better direction, he has failed to do so. He has failed to take up on those opportunities and to do something and to make something, to actually produce some results with the opportunities that were presented to him. So, across the years, it has become quite clear that Jordie is never going to change. He's never going to change because this is the person that he is. And he says this himself, that he's accepted that. He's accepted what he is. He's accepted where he is in life, and he has no will to change. The reason I wanted to discuss this is because throughout my life, I've come across many people like this. Many people that you'll find that have problems, and you, in your naivete, you will try to help them. Thing is, most of the time, it's not going to work. It's not going to take. Because this is who these people are. These are people that, no matter who you are, they're never going to change. Case in point, I used to think that when I failed to help a person like this, and I've had multiple examples, unfortunately, in my life, of people that don't want to be helped. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you are in life, how much wealth you have, how much charisma. It doesn't matter because they're experts at finding excuses and they're experts at playing the victim. And it's just, they rationalize it all away. And you can't help a person like that. Their perception is so warped that they genuinely can't see what's wrong, or even if they can, they have 1,000 justifications for why they're doing it and why they're in the right for doing so, or at the very least why they're justified in doing so. I mean, if you know anything about Wings of Redemption, if you watch those videos that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, you will know that Kyle, FpsRussia, one of the biggest YouTubers at the time, tried to help him, even went so far as to change the layout of his bathroom to fit Wings of Redemption, well, because of his size. And still, just a little bit after he left Kyle's house, he wasn't able to keep on that path. He didn't have the willpower, wasn't grateful enough, or even smart enough to think to himself, you know, these people are helping me, maybe I should do the bare minimum and at least try to stick to what I learned in these past few months, and maybe some meaningful change can come from that. No, he just went back right to bad habits. It wasn't immediate, but you know, it only takes one day of you messing up, of you not being committed, and you go back right to it. So this is what I mean. Rings of Redemption, Jordie in this case, he's never gonna change. He's one of those type of people that doesn't want to be helped, and they can't be helped. And if you come across these type of people, and I guarantee that I think the chances are pretty high that you're gonna come across at least one of these people in your lifetime. They might seem like you can save them. It might seem likely that you can steer them into a better path. But as soon as you see that they create a lot of excuses, please stay away from these people. All it's going to accomplish is for you to waste your time, your energy. It's going to tax you psychologically, and it's going to be an exercise in futility, because every little bit of help that you give them is going to be thrown to the wayside. It's not going to manifest meaningful change, meaningful results. It's just going to be, again, an exercise in futility. It's not something that will produce change, and it won't help them. You know, you should only help people if they show a willingness to actually change. If they want to change, go right ahead. I'd say just go do it. And if these people that I'm talking about that don't want to be helped come to you and ask for help in changing their lives, even though it might be a little bit naive for me to say, even after all the experiences, maybe yes, maybe you should help them, but only if they request and only if they show to you that they are actually taking your advice and, well, your help seriously, and they're respecting the time you're putting in to actually bettering their lives, because you're getting nothing out of it. Maybe at the end you'll gain dissatisfaction knowing that you helped somebody, but during the whole process, that's just taxing you mentally, financially even, depending on the type of help you're giving them, and spiritually. So that's why I wanted to discuss this, because I really think that there are a lot of people out there like this. They appear normal, but they just don't want to be helped. And they can't be helped unless they actually ask you for the help. It has to come from them. It can't come from you. Because you can't change them. You can perhaps curate, quote unquote, the circumstances around them. You can change the paradigm, but you can't exactly change them. And that's the thing. It's about the response of the individual. And if the individual fundamentally doesn't change the way they respond to things, they're gonna keep making the same mistakes. And that's what Jordie did, what Wings of Redemption did. It didn't change the way he responded to crisis or to difficulties. And that's why he is where he is in 2022, and who knows where he'll be in the future. He went to get the surgery to lose weight, and unfortunately it showed short-term results, let's say. But now, years later, he's almost back to where he was before the surgery. And that's because at the base level, it didn't change. He stayed the same person, with the same ineptitude in terms of answering and responding to crisis and problems. So fundamentally, that is why Wings of Redemption and people like him can't be helped. They have to change themselves. And unfortunately, I don't think there's anything people on the outside can. I don't think there's anything they can do for them. They have to first change the way they think. And again, it's only something that they can change themselves. I don't think people on the outside can do anything about it. And if people don't want to be helped, don't waste your time on them. It's not worth it. And I think that's why not a lot of people pay attention to Wings of Redemption anymore, because he's a lost cause, unfortunately. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on the situation, even though it's not the most trending of topics. It's just something I wanted to discuss because it sounded very familiar, unfortunately. And this is why you shouldn't waste your time with people like this. Just some thoughts on the matter. Anyway, let me know if you like these type of videos. I can definitely pump these out more often, these opinion pieces. They're not as intensive in terms of editing, so do let me know. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.